Okay guys, what is up? Just got done watching UFC. You had Joe Lozon, who was completely dominating in the first round with a bunch of elbows. And I only watched the Joe Lozon fight, and I only watched the BJ Penn fight. And BJ Penn, for a matter of fact, that dude should just quit. That dude should just quit. His opponent, oh my god, that dude just looked totally crazy. He's doing spinning kicks, elbows, and that's the way of MMA now. Is a dude throwing spinning leg kicks, spinning back fists, elbows, knees, everything. And the days of BJ Penn, but BJ Penn didn't look like himself. He didn't look like his head was down, and he was just like this. And I don't know if BJ's just here for the money or what. This dude shouldn't even be fighting anymore, you know? I think this dude that he fought would give Conor McGregor a run for his money, you know? He's a very strange type of guy, BJ is. BJ said he trained with Greg Jackson. He trained with the same guy who trains Chris Cyborg and trains with Tito Ortiz, but that's not even helping him. There's nothing that is helping him anymore. I don't know what it is with this dude. He's not the same guy that he once was. He's not the prodigy. He's not the guy that's coming in there that's dominating. A lot of people said if BJ Penn was going to come out and be very vicious and very violent, he should have fought somebody different. And the first opponent he was supposed to face would have probably been somebody he could beat. But when he's fighting guys that are spinning back kicks, elbows, knees, and do all this elusive shit that when BJ Penn was at the top of the cream of the crop, when he was at the top of the game, he never even fought guys like that. They were not like that. They were like one-dimensional fighters when BJ was a champion. They were like either a boxer wrestler or a Muay Thai guy, and that was it. They never threw a lot of stuff. So I even think a guy like what BJ fought tonight would give a run for his money against somebody like a GSP, because GSP at that time never fought guys who were throwing spinning back kicks, knees, elbows, or anything like that as well. So, for myself, I think this fight was a joke for BJ Penn to come back. I'm a big BJ Penn fan. I love the days when he was a prodigy, when he was beating guys like Kenny Florian and Diego the Nightmare Sanchez, and when he beat the hell up of Joe Daddy Stevens, and also Sean Shirk. Those are the days when he was just dominating, and he is now 16-11. That's not even a great record. And this dude, I don't know if he wanted to go on top and just retire as a guy who won, but all the guys who are coming up and watching the UFC because of Conor McGregor, or they're just getting into MMA, they're looking at BJ and going, this dude sucks. He's a clown. And he's now known to the MMA world as a guy who just gets completely beat down every time he fights. And that's something that I wouldn't want to be as BJ Penn. I wouldn't want to be the guy who always just gets beat down and gets laughed at. And that's pretty much what's happening. He's getting looked at as a fool who just gets beat down and gets laughed at by the MMA community. The MMA community who doesn't know the BJ of the early 2000s and the BJ who was the light heavyweight champion. They don't know that BJ. All they know is BJ as a guy who got completely beat up, and they're laughing at him. They're going, haha, look at this fool. Look at this fool just getting dominated. Look at this fool just getting beat down. And that's what he looks like. And the people who never seen Ronda Rousey being the dominant champion that she was, they look at her and go, damn, Ronda's just getting smashed. That girl sucks, you know. And BJ was one of the best fighters in the world. He was looked at as one of the best pound for pound lightweights of all time, and he went to 145, and now he's 0-2 at 145. From what I know, he lost to Frankie Edgar 3 times. He lost to Nick Diaz, which was a competitive fight until he gassed out. And then he lost to John Fitch, who's not even in the UFC anymore. I don't even think he fights anymore. And the only guy he won in like the last 4 years was against Matt Hughes. When Matt Hughes came out, he just landed that clean hit right here in the jaw, and the fool fell. So, at the end of the day, I don't know what's wrong with BJ Penn. I don't know if he's not motivated to fight. I don't know if when he gets into the cage, he just can't unleash, or his skill set has really lacked and he kind of just fell off. He kind of fell off the planet. He used to be one of the baddest dudes on the planet. Like I said, he used to be one of the best dudes, one of the guys who had the best sparring, the best boxing, the best jiu-jitsu, and now you look at BJ and you're like, whoa, what happened, dude? I don't even know what to say. I'm not clowning on him. I just don't want to see this dude getting hurt anymore. So BJ was saying it was an unjustifiable stoppage. I don't think so. That dude was getting mopped on the floor. He already got landed, head kick, body kick, and there's not much more this dude could do that he hadn't already did. You know, he made it look easy. You know, I understand BJ has the heart and the determination to still fight. But I think Dana White and the UFC need to talk to this dude and say, dude, you can't even hang with guys in the top 10. Maybe what the UFC should have done is gave him a guy that was in like the top 20. Maybe a guy who's ranked top 15, top 20, and put BJ like on the first fight of the night. I know they put BJ as the headliner because of his name, but they should have definitely put BJ as like a co-headliner or something, or gave him like somebody who is a very lesser known fighter that maybe he can beat, you know? Maybe he can beat somebody like that. And I was wondering the whole time, BJ is a very good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. How come he never tried to shoot for a double leg? He never tried. And he still had that weird stance. He's kind of standing straight up. And he wasn't slouched over like a normal traditional boxer. He had his chin out, and when he was training with Perillo, even Perillo said, I never taught him to do that. Even Greg Jackson's going to say, I never taught him to fight like that. So I don't know if he just gets shell-shocked when he gets into the cage now, where he just doesn't know what to do. I know he landed a few uppercuts, a few punches, but other than that, he's not doing what he used to do. He used to be a murderer. He used to be the Conor McGregor of his division. He used to come out there and people were like, damn, this dude's a killer. And when you say you were fighting BJ Penn back in like 2009, 2008, people were like, really? You're going to be fighting that guy? Yeah, but when you go back to the Joe Lozon fight, it was a pretty boring fight, okay? It was mostly a grappling match. But Joe Lozon, like I said, landed tons of elbows. I thought the fight was going to be finished. But his opponent basically shot double legs and kind of held him there and didn't really do much. And I'm a fan of the ground game. If you're going for submissions, you're going for arm bars, you're going for leg locks, triangle chokes. But if you're not really doing nothing and you're basically just laying and praying on somebody and you're just wrestling, that is extremely boring. That is not something I pay to see. I pay to see people finish fights. And you see Joe Lozon, he has a weird career. He wins, he loses. He wins, he loses. He never had a win record. It's always like, you win, you lose, you win, you lose, you win, you lose. So, I'm not surprised that he lost. So, basically, the next time Joe Lozon fights, he will be a winner. And Joe Lozon always gives his heart 150% every time he fights. That dude has the heart of a lion to dominate and to win. That's what Joe Lozon's all about, is the winning aspect of mixed martial arts. He's not there to go to the decision. He's there to either be knocked out or to win. And he's a guy who takes a lot of punishment. But in this fight, I don't think he took a lot of punishment. I just think he just got overwhelmed by the takedowns. And that was pretty much the game. Joe Lozon would go 1-2 with a combo and get taken down. And other than that, he did throw up some submissions. He did have that flurry of elbows in the beginning of the fight, which was very good. Which I would say he dominated the first round. That first round, he was winning that first round up until he started getting taken down. Other than that, man, Joe Lozon is a guy who will never get a title shot. He'll always be like ranked in like the top 15. He's a guy who always puts on exciting fights. He's always a guy who has heart, has determination to win. He doesn't play it safe, and that's one thing why fans love this guy. He does not play it safe. He plays the game of, I'm here to fuck fools up, and I'm going to win, or I'm going to get knocked out. And that's how Joe Lozon does it. But at the end of the day, this was a decent UFC event. Like I said, the only two fights I actually did get to see, because I wasn't home, was the BJ Penn fight versus versus the that dude Yair, I think it is. That dude was lighting him up with spinning kicks. He was just doing stuff that BJ is not used to, okay? The old school mixed martial artist is not used to spinning back kicks and spinning elbows and all kind of stuff. They're not. They're used to traditional, like, one-dimensional fighters. And BJ Penn, yes, he is a great boxer. When it was in normal boxing range, I'll say this, when it came to, like, normal boxing range, BJ did land a few shots here and there. He did. He landed a few shots here and there and actually did pretty decent. Okay, he did. But other than him not being able to get into the boxing range, I think it was because the other dude was way bigger, way quicker, and just threw elusive kicks, knees, and elbows. And BJ was just trying to do this. And BJ is not known for throwing a lot of heavy leg kicks or spinning anything or doing much. Like I said, he's that old school fighter of you do traditional standing like Muay Thai style boxing with some jiu-jitsu, and that's what the old style of MMA is. The new style of MMA is completely different from what BJ Penn's generation is. That's why you see all the guys who were in BJ Penn's era, even Lyoto Machida, even Rashad Evans, those guys are kind of fading out of MMA, and you have these new guys that are out there doing elusive, crazy stuff that is evolving the game, and that's why these guys are completely dominating. So, what's next for BJ? I would say hang the gloves up. Just train and don't compete, or train other fighters, because I don't know what to say, man. That I just don't want to see BJ getting hurt anymore. So as always, I'm Trevor, and thanks for watching a little MMA breakdown video. But what do you guys want to see next for BJ? Me, I don't really want to see BJ getting hurt anymore.